Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to come very briefly today to share a moment with you on this before the 2016. This year is over. We will soon be moving into a brand new year. 2017 will be the beginning of a completely new cycle. We wanted to wish a happy birthday to all the Sagittarius that had their birthday and all the Capricorn that will have their birthday coming up. For it is a moon that is happening in a couple of days that will certainly put into anchoring those physical material things that we seek to bring into manifestation. While at the same time there is Neptune, the planet of dream and desire, that goes direct, and the conjunct Mars, our willpower, our sexual self. So all of our dreams and there is a great sense of possibility for anchoring a certain aspect of our life that we've been wanting to bring to the forefront. And so Mercury is going retrograde, so it is time to celebrate. I always celebrate Mercury retrograde. I'm going to talk about that. But everything we do during this Mercury retrograde, every bit of adjustment, every bit of transformation, every bit of readjustment will be pushed forward, and we'll see the new energy when the Mercury will go direct. So this new year is essentially, I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde, but this new year is essentially the beginning of a new paradigm. It is a new cycle, something completely, there is a possibility for great change, but the thing is we cannot be happy and unhappy in the same time, so we have to allow the unhappiness, the struggle, everything that has held us back, that has been painful in our life, to let go of that, for it is easy now to move into joy, to move into a higher flow. Astrology does not affect us in the same way whether we are aware, awakened, or if we are asleep. Because astrology, all those planets have create conditioning for all of the subconscious happenings. So they bring into the forefront, into the consciousness, those aspects that need to be brought up. But when you are aware, you command the planet do not command you, yet you have to still be able to adjust your action in the world in relationship to what is going on up there, because you know that the rest of the world is not necessarily aware and awake. So I would use an example in my own field of business. First, you have to say that in the world of business, you do not stop a business because it's Mercury retrograde. You keep going steadily with diligence. You move slowly but surely towards completion. The second thing, in my own personal field, which is the art world, we have to be very, very discreet. You never talk about business except to the people you're doing business with. Also, there is a great deal of secrecy when it comes to buying art, except for those paintings that are in the auction house or in the gallery. Collectors are looking for those paintings that have not been on the market for many years, going from a collector's collection into their collection, and so there is a great deal of secrecy. A friend of mine, actually, I bring this anecdote. I had a good friend who was a famous French writer. His name is Pierre, and I used to work with him. And he told me this little story. It says that buying a painting, an expensive master painting, is like trying to marry a girl in the Middle East. If somebody says she's not a virgin, she will be very hard to marry, even no matter what the condition is. So it's the same thing with painting. The less people know about their availability, the more chances you have to present it and sell it to the right appropriate person that is able to acquire that. But if Mercury is retrograde, we have to deal with delays. So let us say I wanted to take an example that somebody calls me, a friend of mine calls me and say, well, I have so much money to buy a Picasso of that period, of that subject matter. And then I remember I have another friend who's got this big collection of art and wanting to sell some of his Picasso. One of them was in the right price range, the right subject. And so in order to bring the deal together, although it's Mercury retrograde, I'm going to do what I can to bring the project forward. The only danger, but that is true even when Mercury is not retrograde, but there may be even more chances of that. So you have to be double diligent in the sense that I would have to verify all the provenance to make sure nothing was omitted, that this painting wasn't put at auction 10 years ago and I forgot or that there was restoration on the painting that has not been disclosed. For when you sell a painting, you want everything to be disclosed so that there is a clear understanding of what you buy. And then on the other side, since it is Mercury retrograde, it is possible that the client may change his mind. Maybe he wants an earlier painting, or he wants a larger painting. He changes his mind between the time that Mercury is retrograde and Mercury goes forward. So those are dangers that always lurking, mostly in Mercury retrograde situation. But the thing is, when you buy a piece of art, even if it is to resell, you do want to know that you're buying at the right price and you're buying the right piece, so that you can, even if your client does change his mind, you can always resell it and enjoy it in the meantime. So this is just to say that Mercury retrograde is not, no planet is our enemy. There is nothing works. Sometimes there is things that work for us and then works also against us, but this push and pull is really here to educate us, to build up strength, to build up, to teach us how to manage the energies. Because the 2017 is going to be far more about being than about doing. For the doing is very important, but it is who we are while we are doing it, what our intention while we are doing it. And in order to achieve an elevated state of consciousness, the focus has to be joy, it has to be light, it has to be happiness. The more we are able to maintain that frequency and return to it when we are being pushed outside of it, the faster things go, and the more we are able to let go of all kinds of conditioning that prevents us from experiencing this liberated state of being. So I wanted to also speak of a concept of meta-science, meta-quantic, meta-atomic sciences. And to understand, there was a planet named Photographia. It is a planet that reminds us that the world is not, you can take a photography, or you can have a clear picture of what you believe the universe is now, but that doesn't mean that there isn't, it's more like a movie. It keeps on evolving and keeps on growing. And so all the material reality is actually transmuting and transforming all the time. All of it, all atoms, all particles are subject to this change. And a few years ago I was listening to, I thought I'd bring this story now, but a few years ago I was listening to a channel messages. It was a group of Pleiadians that been able with their science to determine that the rate of dematerialization and rematerialization, that the universe constantly disappear and reappear, but it happens at such a speed that we cannot perceive it. They've been able to determine that the rate of materialization is 4 million billion times every second. So that means that 4 billion times every nanoseconds, every millionth of the seconds, there's 4 billion times that the universe disappear and reappear. It happens so fast that our science will never be able to catch up with that, since it was created especially this way. And when I try to investigate that potential, my I Am present showed me like those slides of life, those slides of matter, that the God Self is in between each of those manifestations. So it doesn't go into void; it goes into God, and you return into matter. So that means that at any point in time, every second we have 4 million billion times chances to make another choice, to create another reality. We have to learn to use the magic, to trust that there are magic within us, that we are capable of evolving beyond ourselves in a way. And so I just wanted to talk about this. Next year I'm going to be also maybe structuring my videos in a different way. I may have to, in order for the information to be more precisely accessed, I'm going to speak about the art of civilization, about education, health, technology, business ethics, ecology, then I'm going to make video, still talk about transcendental psychology and spiritual science. I'm going to talk about philosophy, cosmology, and divinity, but also art and creative process. Also, I'll be offering other oracles, but oracles is only informing you of your power in the now. And here today, the card of the day is the Master. So to understand that the ascended Master realm are opening up, and we are ourselves moving in that direction to become sovereign of our own reality within ourselves. So I wanted to bring also a subject that was reminded to us by the Arcturians. The Arcturians are a galactic family. They are Christic beings. They all have ascended. They're completely reliable. No matter which way you are able to use their service, they're completely reliable. They're like human beings in 2 million years, in some sense. They are like a future version of humanity. And there was a Arcturian message that was reminding us that the essence of our illusions, the illusions are lies that we convince ourselves that it's real. We've created this illusion to not having to face a truth. And so when we ask and in creating this illusion, we are forced to face the truth that we did not want to face, and then we recognize the illusion and we are disappointed or we are sad, and so the understanding is that we have to merge our illusion into truth to allow all of those illusions to disappear. But then when we are facing the truth in relationship to an illusion, sometimes we feel sad because we are attached to that lie, because we have created it ourselves to protect ourselves against that one truth. Understand that when you allow an illusion to move into truth, whatever that truth is, the sorrow will turn into joy and to freedom. So it is very much about moving sorrow into joy, moving illusion into truth. For there is a great need to turn inward in order to get our spiritual food, and always ask that life be given with grace and ease, that life may be light, life may be full of joy, full of opportunity. For even if we do not feel that we are totally fulfilled in relationship to our dreams and desires, we have our eyes, we have our senses, our nose, our ears, we have our hands, we have our legs, and those are things to be grateful for. Then we are able to have a heartbeat and breathe oxygen, and to feel free to experience our passion, to open our heart to love, and to clear our mind, to have clear thoughts and intention and purpose, to find new ways of new meaning to this reality, in serving others, in exploring our passion, our dream and desires, as well as to elevate the world around us. As every time we make a step forward within our inner evolution, the whole universe is being upgraded to match that frequency. Well, I hope this message was interesting to you. I wanted to pass by to say hello. Thank you for your sharing, for your time, for your comments, for your blue thumbs, for all our interactions. And I wanted I am preparing myself for great new change. Of course, the old is still a bit lingering, but it is no longer appropriate to bring it forward. So there is going to be a lot more temperance, a lot less extreme, and a lot more fluid flow that I see coming in this coming year. I also wanted to briefly make a progress report on that painting. This is a painting of cosmology I've been working on for a few years. I don't know if it'll take me a few more days or maybe a few more months. I've been reworking on that, and then a lot of those details are going to start. I'm going to be able to bring some details forward, so that the other details, so that the painting works. But I've been doing a lot of work on it. It's starting to become more coherent. So I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much. Namaste.